Hello everyone and welcome back to the plot. Happy New Year to you all. I hope you're all well and I hope you are as excited about the 2025 growing season as I am. I cannot wait to get growing. But anyway, welcome back to the plot. I came up here quite a lot last week and got some jobs ticked off the to-do list. And I'm going to do a little bit now. It's already 3 o'clock, so the sun is probably going to set very soon. But there's a couple of bits and bobs that I want to get done. But firstly, this must have happened in the last 2 days, but I haven't got round to fixing the greenhouse yet. But some people have very kindly shifted the structure back onto the bricks. I don't know who's done it. Nobody messaged me or anything. But yeah, that's very, very kind of some people. I will ask round, see who did it. But yeah, that's made me so happy this morning. Thank you, random people. Oh, and hello, the little robins here, waiting for the mealworms, I assume. I will roll the footage of the things I got up to last week and meet you back here in a minute. The first job is always to feed the birds. My little birdie friends were waiting for me when I arrived at the plot, and look how round this little robin is. They are so cute. The priority for this month is to get rid of all the rubbish from the front of the plot, and to be honest, all of the rubbish, full stop. I don't want to have piles of stuff on the plot that I just move from one area to the next. I need it all gone, but we will tackle that in a minute. I'm firstly going to weed and tidy up the 3 smaller beds at the front of the plot. I've picked most of the leeks now, and I'll probably pick the rest of them in the next week or so. I have loved growing leeks, and this year I will be dedicating a much larger space for leeks. I'm going to try a couple of varieties as well. I think that's the main theme of this year. It's going to be growing a lot of what I know I really like and less experimenting. Obviously, when I took on this plot, I was half clearing it, half building beds, and then doing bit by bit and experimenting to see what would work, and I got things in late as well. But this year, because the space is pretty much ready to go, I'm going to be much more on it with sowing seeds, sowing successionally, and yeah, just having a solid plan for this year, and I'm very, very excited about it. I'm also taking up the Romanesco plants. I did not enjoy these, and I won't be growing them again this year. The sprouts, however, I was so excited for the sprouts, but I came to harvest them on Christmas Eve and they had all been eaten. But this year I will be having a dedicated sprout bed. Probably I'm not too fussed on the other brassicas, as in I don't think I'll grow kale on the plot or broccoli type things. The only brassicas I'll grow will be sprouts, definitely not cabbages either. I've just learned that I'm not that fussed on them, and I would rather grow, like I said, what I want to grow and lots of what I like and want to grow. But yeah, I'll be building a dedicated sprout cage for sure. In this empty space, we will be building a bed very soon. I did mention that I was going to plant strawberries in that space, but I've decided to not have strawberries on the plot and just grow them from my back garden instead. But I won't be growing things like courgettes and garlics and potatoes at home because they will all be on the allotment plot, so I'll have more space for strawberry type things. That's what I'm thinking anyway. And in this bed, in the space where I'm going to put a bed, I think I will grow potatoes there. That's what I'm thinking at the moment anyway. I do have an allotment plan, but I just keep changing things around, and I think that's just how it's going to be. I don't think I'm going to be totally set on where to plant things until it's time to plant things. But yeah, I'm just moving the bamboo canes as well into the greenhouse. They were starting to get a bit damaged and rotten, so I put them in the greenhouse. Not that they're going to be completely sheltered in there since I don't have like a greenhouse roof, but they will have a little bit more protection in the greenhouse rather than being in the open. On to the very front of the plot, and the thing that I do not want to deal with, these bags. So most of the bags are full of like bindweed and mare's tail and nettle bits and bobs. Yeah, and this was like the perfect hiding space for spiders. It was not fun, and I took absolutely ages just moving the bags. It was terrible. I'm not getting into these situations next year. Once the rubbish is gone, hopefully I won't accumulate any more rubbish and stuff. Yeah, so it took me a long time to move these bags because there was some absolutely huge spiders hiding in here, and I was kind of like shuffling stuff and waiting for the spiders to vacate and then just standing there and staring. And then eventually it was too much for me to handle, so I went home. Anyway, back a couple of days later, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to tackle the very back of the plot, because when I am looking at my birds on the bird feeder, all I can see is these shower screens and the rotten wood and this drum. But what I thought this would be like a quick 10-minute job. Well, I spent ages just standing around, feeling completely overwhelmed. And this drum barrel thing, turns out it is a water butt. It's broken, luckily, so that it wasn't full of water, but it was absolutely rammed with like mud and bindweed bits growing through it, and there was like a heck of a lot of potatoes in there, so they must have been multiplying over the years, and they were like rotting, and it was disgusting. It smelled really bad, and what I was trying to do was like tip it upside down to empty it, and it was just so heavy. I was just standing around staring and rolling it around for quite a long time. Yeah, it was not fun. I am actually going to use this water butt, not for collecting water, but I think I can definitely make a planter or something out of it. So that's one thing I'm definitely going to be keeping, and it probably will be hanging around the plot for quite a while until I decide what exactly I want to do with it. But otherwise, the pallets and stuff, I think they're all going to have to go because they're just so rotten. But we've made a dent in the back of the plot. We're getting somewhere. I think it's going to be quite a job. So the back of the plot, plans for it. I really don't know. I think I'm just going to see how it goes this year, because last year it got overgrown so quickly. I couldn't really get to it. I couldn't contain it. There was bindweed, nettles, just everything growing, and the comfrey here just got absolutely huge and out of control. So what I'm going to do is like try and get out as much of the nettles and bits and bobs as possible. There's loads of rubbish I need to go get to and get out. I think I'm just going to cover it over and see what happens, see how bad the nettle bindweed situation is this year, and then eventually, hopefully, I can put maybe another bed on the right hand side where the pallet is laying down. I think, yeah, I could potentially put a bed there and have like wildflowers or something, but we'll see what happens and see how quickly I can clear this and how many weeds are actually there in the ground. But anyway, moving on back to the front of the plot. I am going to complete this job. I feel like I have done quite a lot of standing around and just looking at things and evaluating the space this week. I've just been, just coming to the plot, standing and staring. And not wanting to deal with the spidery area or the terrible area at the back of the plot, but we are going to do it. Yeah, moved all the bags, great. The bindweed was growing through the bags and also onto the weed sheet, through the weed sheet. So I picked out as many of the bits that I possibly could, and it was actually really, really satisfying because it was kind of just laying on the soil and was very easy to pull out without breaking, but I'm sure there are like little tiny bits in there that will sprout back up, but hopefully we've got the majority of it. This area is also where the majority of the mare's tail grows, so I won't be growing anything. I originally thought that I would do like a little flower border or put the marguerite daisies in the ground here, but I don't think I'll do that. Not yet anyway, just we'll see again how things go this year and how bad the mare's tail situation is. But yeah, I thought this area was probably the priority to be sorting through and just clearing up, because obviously I need to be able to get to the greenhouse and especially the base to fix it. So yeah, this area is really nice and clear now, and hopefully we can keep it this way. No more dumping rubbish. No more piling stuff up. But yeah, I've actually got a tip trip booked for this weekend, so hopefully we'll be able to get a majority of the stuff off the plot, but we'll see how much we can fit in our tiny car. This bit is so satisfying, laying down the cardboard and getting the wood chips down. So satisfying. Unfortunately, there weren't many wood chips left, so I was really scraping the barrel with this lot, but at least there's a layer of dead leaf and partially rotted down wood chip to hopefully prevent some weeds coming through. Oh, it's so satisfying, it looks so much better, even if it is very mulchy, leafy stuff. And of course the little black bird was so happy. She found so many worms in this. It was actually quite grim watching her eat all the worms. Oh dear. But she's all cute though. First things first, feed the birds. I've got a bit of disinfectant here, so I'm going to clean the dishes. Oh, am I on cinematic mode or something? There we go, that looked fancy. Yeah, I need to remember to clean this bird feeding station every week at least, so I'm just going to leave this at the plot. But yeah, let's clean this, feed the birds, and then see who turns up, because it's been so lovely coming here and seeing the birds. Yeah, let's get on with it. Right, we have coconut fat ball, mealworms, and then just the seed and nut mix. So we'll see who turns up. down. You're too big. Oh, I just spent the last 10 minutes watching the birdies. Yeah, I had to put some food on the floor for the wood pigeons. Yeah, my job for today was actually to weed around the pond, but you know, I just don't feel like doing it. I just want to sit here and watch the birds. Yeah, I just don't feel like doing anything now. Just like being here and watching and thinking. I definitely need to get some binoculars because I can see there's birds up in that tree. But I just can't make out what they are. When I heard the Merlin bird ID thing recording, it said there was a nuthatch in there, but I can't be sure. That's why I need binoculars for sure. I guess we'll just have a little look around. I will do a proper tour towards the end of the month, but this is what I worked on last time I was here, getting this area wood chipped. I know it doesn't look nice at the moment. Oh no, who's been digging under there? Somebody's been digging under there. Yeah, there's a lot of mess. I literally had to scrape up what was left in the wood chip pile, so the stuff wasn't great. It already started like breaking down, but at least it's there. That area's covered, and yes, whoever came over and shifted my greenhouse over, that was very nice of them. Don't know who did it, but yes, that's all the broken glass that needs to go to the tip. This bed, well, I can see how creatures are getting in and out and taking my tulips. They've definitely been going underneath the wood, but that's a lesson learned. I don't think I'll be growing tulips on the plot, but hopefully we'll have a couple of spring bulbs in there. If not, I will just add perennials over the year, and we're definitely gonna have sunflowers in this space anyway. So there's gonna be plenty of flowers, but just probably none this spring. All of the bags of stuff, lots for the tip, the shower screens for the tip. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna use them. Somebody else on the plot might want them, but no, I'm not gonna use them. This bed needs weeding still. I'm gonna pick some leeks. Still need to chop up the remains of the Romanesco. Most exciting thing is the garlic. It's looking good. The elephant garlic is coming up very, very slowly. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They're very, very small, but these garlics are doing good. These were the Rhapsody. And over this side, the Rhapsody are doing really well, but the Cork White are still very small in comparison. But hopefully we'll get some good garlic anyway. Over in that area, there's a little robin currently down there, and the wood pigeon is back. Next time I'm here, I will weed around the pond area and cover that over. Unfortunately, there's no wood chips, but hopefully we'll get a wood chip delivery soon, and this can all be nice. And then we're going to work on this area. yeah, so the comfrey is there, and I know for a fact that's going to be one of the first things to spring into life, so I need to sort around it as quickly as possible, get all the rubbish gone, and yeah, kind of flatten this area and cover it over. There's lots of nettles and bindweeds, so I don't think I'm going to be growing anything back there, but I just want it covered over and more controlled, because obviously this summer it was crazy and I want the comfrey to be like the main star of this area, not the bindweed and nettles. And then there's this pile behind me. It's mainly rotten wood and there is some rubbish in there. Oh, hello, blackbird. But my main concern with clearing this area is hibernating insects and toads and frogs. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to sorting this pile out, but like I said, I need to do it before things started growing back, because I know there's lots of nettles. So many nettles. Otherwise, this is how things are looking at the moment. I guess I will see you next week. I hope you enjoyed this little catch up. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye!